Is it time again to say goodbye to another character on AMC's Fear the Walking Dead? Given the way one of the more recent episodes ended, it seems likely that we might be losing another character pretty soon. Before we delve in deeper, just a little warning for those who haven't caught up with the series. This video contains spoilers for the Fear the Walking Dead Season 7. First up, who will die in Fear the Walking Dead? Those who have watched until the recent update of Fear the Walking Dead have been wondering if our journey with Charlie, portrayed by Nisenson, is coming to an end. The first hint at the possibility of Charlie's death comes rather unexpectedly. In episode 10, titled Mourning Cloak, the audience is lured into a false sense of security as we see Charlie falling for a tower ranger in training named Ali, portrayed by Ashton Arbab. Episode 10 spins a tale of young love as we see Charlie, who was on a covert mission to infiltrate Strand's tower, abandon the plan to run away with Ali. We're talking about butterflies fluttering in your stomach type romance. The two talk about their dreams, fears, and even get a sweet little kiss scene. But of course, we're in the middle of an apocalypse, and romance is a luxury it seems. The romance bubble bursts pretty soon as Charlie gets radiation poisoning while out on a mission for Howard, played by Ahmed Abtahi. Meanwhile, Ali has taken over Charlie's task of turning off the roof beacon to make a path for Morgan, portrayed by Lenny James. The situation worsens when Ali falls to his death from the roof during his mission. With Ali dead and Charlie at the brink of death's door, the illusion of safety is quick to burst. Is Charlie really gonna die on Fear the Walking Dead? So, is this really it? Are we gonna have to say goodbye to Charlie? In all honesty, we're not entirely sure. Remember Grace from Season 5? She also seemed to be dying from radiation poisoning, until it turned out that she was just pregnant. A little research into shows centering around zombie apocalypse also shows a similar pattern. Ezekiel on The Walking Dead also seemed destined to die before his time due to a cancerous tumor, but he miraculously lived on. So will Charlie be saved, or will her life be cut short due to the radiation sickness? Let's see what the showrunners have to say on the matter. So what did the showrunners have to say about Charlie's potential death? When speaking about Charlie's exposure to radiation sickness, showrunner Ian Goldberg stated that in order to show how there's a cost for everything in this world, the punishing nuclear landscape in Fear the Walking Dead is just the same if not worse than reality. Unfortunately, Charlie's suffering is an example of this. Her suffering can also be seen as a symbol of the cost of war with Strand, portrayed by Colman Domingo. It's rather ironic if you think about it. In Season 7, we see Charlie desperately longing for a sense of normalcy in her life. The promise of normalcy in the tower is what drives her through the show. The whole romance arc with Ali is another attempt by Charlie to gain a sense of normalcy. The audience, along with Charlie, gets a brief glimpse at what life could have been like under different circumstances. No matter how short the moment was, we see the two get a chance at a life that was denied to them by the apocalypse. However, this chance of a normal life is stripped away almost as soon as it's been given, with not only Charlie's exposure to radiation, but also with Ollie's death. Goldberg stated that the road ahead for Charlie would be quite bumpy, considering how serious radiation poisoning is. So one thing that we know for certain is that Charlie has been exposed to radiation, which means that this time around, the situation is very different from with Grace in Season 5. But this still doesn't mean that Charlie will die, at least not immediately. If Episode 11, Sunny Boy, is anything to go by, we see her struggle with her sickness as she's bedridden with burns on her. Now onto the fate of other characters suffering from radiation sickness. In addition, it seems that she isn't the only one who got exposed to the radiation. John, portrayed by Keith Carradine, reveals in Episode 11 that he's also terminally ill with radiation sickness, which he got when he went to rescue Charlie. Unfortunately, we lose John in the same episode. However, it's not the radiation that kills him. John is carrying Baby Mo through the Walker moat outside of Strand's tower to Morgan Jones when he gets bitten. He sacrifices himself to the herd in order to buy Morgan more time to run away. Goldberg also commented on Jones' death, stating that not only did they have to say goodbye to the character, but also the actor. He commented on how the whole crew was such a big fan of Carradine's work, which is why he was brought into the show. Carradine's portrayal of Jones's character was so amazing, and his final moments were a real treatment to Keith's incredible work as an actor and what he brought to this role. Honestly, we couldn't agree more. His death left quite an impact on us. However, with Carradine passing away as a result of his sacrifice, we never really see the impact of the radiation sickness on him. This makes it difficult to assess how the situation will impact Charlie. She is currently bedridden, so there's no telling how long we have left with her. Many fans are hoping that she somehow recovers from her illness. Truth be told, as much as we want to see more of her character, it seems unlikely that she'll survive in the long run. The question now is whether she'll die as a result of her sickness, or will we see a repeat of Jones' situation where Charlie ends up sacrificing herself for the benefit of others? Why was Charlie hesitant to turn off the beacon? Charlie's hesitancy to turn off the beacon has many fans scratching their heads in confusion. At one point during the show, Charlie tells Ali that she isn't going to go through with the plan to turn off the beacon. However, we see that she changes her mind later on. It seems plausible that initially Charlie wasn't 100% certain about what she was going to do at the tower. As Goldberg had mentioned earlier, Andrew Chambliss also reiterates that a chance at normalcy is what drives Charlie to the tower. However, once she realizes she might not have too much time left, she makes the decision in favor of her friends. She realizes that she does not want to expose her friends that live on the outside to the same radiation action that made her sick. This decision ultimately pushes her to go through with the mission that Morgan had initially tasked her with. Why does Ollie try to complete Charlie's mission for her? So what drives Ollie to take over Charlie's mission in her stead? Is it an act of love? Is he trying to fulfill her dying wish? To an extent, yes, it could be. However, there's more to the story. Given his job, Ollie gets front row seats to glance behind the curtain at Strand and Howard. At the beginning of the episode, we see that Ollie truly believes that what Strand and by association Howard are doing is for the best interest of everyone. We also see that another driving force for Ollie is his desire to climb up the rungs in the Tower organization. However, nearing the end, the mask falls off and Ollie sees what the Tower organization truly stands for. He gets a chance to see what's at stake, especially when he sees what happens to Charlie. As Goldberg put it, he feels he owes it to her and himself and everyone in that tower to do his part and topple the Strand regime. Up next, what Fear the Walking Dead character returns from the grave? While we've been preparing to say goodbye to so many characters, it seems that an old fan favorite character is returning to the screen. Madison Clark, portrayed by Kim Dickens, is set to make a reappearance on the show. Madison was a part of the main storyline until season 4, when she seemed to have perished in a blazing fire that happened at her Dell Diamond Basement Stadium community. Although it is worth mentioning that fans never saw her body. Apparently, Madison survived the fire and was held captive by a mystery group. This brings to mind so many questions. How did Madison survive the fire? Why did the mystery group hold her captive? But one thing is certain for sure. If you don't see a body in Fear the Walking Dead, then there are high chances that the character might return to the screen. Just look at Madison. She's set to make a reappearance after almost 2.5 seasons. Well, that's it on our end, but we'd love to see what you have to say on the matter. Drop us your thoughts and theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, and if you want to see other similar content, be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications. This way, you'll get a chance to stay updated on other similar videos.